Hey, what's up, y'all? It's D about to react to this Coachella vid. Now, this is the one that talks about the drama of the performances and the celebrities, all right? The last one had to do with the influencers. I don't care about them. But this has to do with Justin Bieber, Sabrina Carpenter, and more. Okay, so let's see what was going on with them. Let's watch.
You guys, we have got to talk about Bieber-Chella and all the reactions to Justin typing on YouTube and everything like that. Plus, we need to talk about Sabrina Carpenter and what happened during her set that she had to come out and apologize for.
Ooh.
Also, no Mano with Cat's Eye. We have to talk about sets being canceled, things happening, stage malfunction wise. There has been so much going on, and clearly we are at Coachella and we need to get into everything.
Are you one girl?
Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to the Weekly Teacap. It is the Coachella recap today, okay? And I'm actually filming this literally this
Girl, get into the video.
when I looked at my phone and was about to close my eyes and we had just walked through the door and because
Am I the only person that hate when I'm watching somebody and they just go on and on about, girl, get to it. I might be guilty of this too, actually. But girl, get to the tea.
Justin's set was so late last night. Like, oh my gosh, he didn't go on until 11:25 or like a couple minutes after that. He was pretty on time. I was actually pretty shocked. I was ready for him to pull a Frank Ocean, but he did not pull a Frank Ocean. He actually came through for everybody, and it was a whole experience. He played throwback songs, and I know people have a lot to say about how he played those throwback songs. Honestly, I was expecting what Justin did at the Grammys. I thought Justin was going to get up there by himself in his little undies and just do acoustic all night. I thought he was going to do only swag. I didn't think we were going to get throwbacks. I know that there had been some videos of him rehearsing some throwbacks, so I was holding out hope. And well, he did. And I know a lot of people are really, really happy that are Justin fans that he did any throwback at all. And then there's the side of the internet that's like, oh my god, that was like the worst thing ever. Personally, I just had really low expectations for Justin. So what I saw, I was like, whoa, he actually came through. He played a couple of the oldies in some capacity.
Did he do Yummy?
Yeah, it was a great time. It caused absolute mayhem though, because everyone was basically there to see Justin. Whereas like for the other headliners, not just this year, but most of the time, not everyone wants to see the headliner, but for Justin, it felt like how it felt with Frank Ocean. Like everybody was there anticipating something. They didn't know what was coming. They were really excited to see an artist that hasn't performed in a very long time, hasn't toured, that it's hard to see them perform. And so it just felt like everybody was there. And so then everyone was also leaving at the same time because it was so late and
the worst
it was
part.
Chaotic, but it was fine. We made it through. As for throwbacks, he started looking up on YouTube just old videos of him. And honestly, I thought it was like a pre-recorded situation where he was just on his computer looking at like a video that was playing. Like I just thought it was more scripted than I think it really was. He was really on YouTube just Googling himself, looking up his old music and singing alongside it. But there is something so trippy about hearing Justin's baby voice singing next to like his voice now. I don't know, I was really tripped out. In a good way though. It felt really special. Like especially the moments where he would look at the screen, you just know like he came full circle and he got discovered on YouTube. So I feel like there's also that element to it as well that's really special. But he did Baby, Favorite Girl, That Should Be Me, Beauty and a Beat, Never Say Never, Confident, All That Matters, With You, So Sick, Sorry, Where Are You Now, and I'm the One. Honestly, guys, I really wanted Haley to come on for One Less Lonely Girl. I was waiting for it, but it's okay. She did get a small shout out during Hallelujah. He said Hallelujah Haley, Hallelujah Baby Jack. But people have a lot to say about Justin's headlining performance, especially compared to Sabrina, with some people saying like a woman couldn't go out there and just do nothing besides sing or like start to look up her old music. There was this video of Katy Perry where she was watching Justin and she was like, thank God he has YouTube Premium. Like she didn't want to see ads. And somebody said deep down she knows female artists like her would be crucified if they did something lazy like that. Somebody else said the difference in performance quality is actually insane. You're telling me Justin Bieber is the highest paid artist at Coachella and this is what he delivers? Male artists really do get away with anything when it comes to performances and more. I've seen people...
That is valid. Women are expected to dance, to entertain. Hey, don't just stand there, do something. So the fact that people were geeked when he just looking up YouTube videos That is valid. I can't lie.
Drag Addison Rae for not being ready as a pre-headliner. Yet the actual headliner is doing the absolute bare minimum and getting a pass. And some of y'all are always ready to defend these men. I can't believe that this is a headliner. This is just a mess. No good production, horrible visuals, no outfit changes.
This reminds me of when I reacted to him on Patreon, you know? Like, he wasn't doing shit. He was just standing up there in his drawers, like, what was that? And, you know, there were several people who were, like, defending it. And, oh, well, this is genuine for him, and all these excuses. And I'm like, what? Sure. You know, people be drinking the Kool-Aid, child. They give, you know, all of these excuses for the people that they like, but yeah, I just couldn't see a female artist get away with that, you know, now that I'm thinking about it.
No backup dancers and performing key songs. Who made him headline? But some people did like it, and they were taking it as like Justin just doesn't need anything else.
Oh,
saying Justin.
That's a very lazy response. You can say that about anybody. If Beyonce stood up there and did the same shit, it's like people wouldn't be saying, "Oh, she don't need to do it. She Beyonce." Well, I'm sure her beehive would say it, okay? They'll agree with anything. But for the most part, she would be getting crucified, and people would be like, no, girl, what?
It's Coachella.
And obviously, she's known for dancing, and Justin, he isn't necessarily, but still, as an entertainer, as an artist, I do expect you to put on a show to a certain degree.
Performance with Daisies.
That is valid.
Once again proves what an enormous artist he is, and that he needs nothing more than himself and his voice to stand out. Now, while I do think that Justin sounded amazing, I do think that, like, if Sabrina went out there and just her and the mic and a computer, I just don't think that people would respond the same way. I think she'd get a lot of backlash for it, because she headlined on Saturday, and after her set, even though she had all of these big, crazy set pieces, and she went all out, and there was like a storyline, and it was just so over the top. Like, the budget was going crazy. It was maxed out, probably. People still said, like, it was boring and that they didn't like it. Yeah. And I mean, I think that's also the thing with Coachella, is like, there's going to be a lot of opinions, but I just think it's crazy that, you know, she went over the top. And then, you know, it's still not enough. But then, like, Justin can get up there and they're like, oh, but, like, he doesn't need all that stuff.
Exactly.
Like, he's so good. He doesn't need, like, dancers and whatever. Anyway, there's just so many things that could be said about all of these performances. Everybody has their own opinion. And that's
hypocrisy.
And also music in general. But in talking about Sabrina, you guys, she got called out. She had to come out and apologize for something that happened during her set. So during her set, somebody was yodeling. And she made a comment to them. She, like, acknowledged them. And honestly, I thought it was a bit or something, because, you know, kind of hard to see. There's a lot of people at this festival. And if you're not, like, right in front, you can't see what's going on. I'm looking at the screen. So I didn't know if she was trying to be funny or what the deal was, but ooh, did she get called out.
Is that what you're doing? You don't like it. That's your culture, is yodeling? Is this Burning Man? What's going on? This is weird.
Somebody posted the video and said, Sabrina saying that she doesn't like a cultural Arabic cheer. This is so insensitive and Islamophobic. I'm very disappointed in her. To which she quote tweeted and said, my apologies. I didn't see this person with my eyes and couldn't hear clearly. My reaction was pure confusion, sarcasm, and not ill-intended. Could have handled it better. Now I know what Zaruda is. I welcome all cheers and yodels from here on out. Somebody then said, you clearly heard them, and said, this is your culture.
Oh, that's what she said? Did she say that?
Is this Burning Man? What's going on? That's your culture, is yodeling?
Oh, she did say that.
Is this Burning Man? What's going on?
Burning Man, what is that?
Apologies, I didn't see this person. Could have handled it better. Now I know what Zaruda is. I welcome all cheers and yodels from here on out. Somebody then said, you clearly heard them, and said, this is your culture.
Okay, she didn't have to say that, but she was well within her right to be annoyed. This is my show. The fuck? This isn't your time to shine and perform anything or say anything. So what are we talking about? That person's in the wrong. Shut the hell up and watch the show. All right? So she could have just been like, all right, be quiet. Like, no. Or start singing or whatever the hell. But yeah, she didn't need to say this is your culture.
That weirded out face. If there hadn't been backlash, you wouldn't have even apologized. Okay, hi guys, I'm editing this right now, and this is the first time I've actually seen the clip that was on the live stream, the Coachella live stream, and I would show you guys because it gives like full context of the situation and why people are so mad, but they keep copyright claiming every single clip of this moment, and also just any moment from Coachella. If it is like looking too much like the live stream, Coachella is copyright claiming any footage. Otherwise I would play it for you, but essentially, when you're in the crowd, like where I was, I could only hear Sabrina talking to this person. I couldn't hear the responses or what was even, how it even started. So it was very confusing. Like when you're in the crowd, you're like, what is she talking about? But on the live stream, because the crowd is mic'd up, you can hear what this person is saying to Sabrina. And they're saying that what they're doing is like a celebration. They're excited to be there. And she is like, it's your culture? Like, I don't like it. Now, I don't know if she really couldn't hear this person, what they're responding, because obviously they were trying to explain to her that what they were doing was out of love, out of adoration, out of, celebration of her performance. And clearly she wasn't vibing with it. In this video.
Okay, this isn't the time and place to do that, though. This is the thing what annoys me about, people's culture. People want to walk on eggshells and act like we have to accept every part of your culture, convey and whichever way you want to convey it, wherever you want to convey it, and because it's your culture, we just all have to shut the fuck up and let everything be. No, not when I'm on stage performing. Be quiet. It's not about you right now. Okay, once again, she didn't have to make that comment, this is your culture. That is a little weird for her to say that, but it's like, okay, this is their culture. Cool. You want to perform? Go perform somewhere, like where you can be the star. What are we talking about? So I think that people just want to be upset regardless if you say anything when it's like, well, that's their culture and we're not respecting their culture. It's like, bruh, shut up. I think people just OD with that. It's like, okay, cool, you don't have to disrespect their culture though. So she, like, once again, she didn't have to say that, but yeah, be quiet. It's like, oh, well, this is what we do. This is how we show respect in my culture. Okay, don't do it while I'm on stage when people can hear it. Like, what are we talking about?
Does make it look really bad because it makes it look like she's like hella judging their celebratory culture. And
this is not the time for your culture to be displayed while I'm on stage, girl. It's not about you, girl.
You just had no idea what was going on. And if she like really didn't know what this person was saying to her and she like watched this back,
she should have ignored it.
Yeah. Because it's not very nice.
Is this your culture? That is weird.
So many people thought that she was going to bring someone out. Like I heard Taylor Swift, I heard Madonna, I heard Olivia Rodrigo, which I was not buying. But she didn't bring anyone out really. Will Ferrell came on stage for a second. What? Susan Sarandon did a 6-minute like video monologue for her. It was very long, but that was it. Now, Sabrina aside, there was a lot of noise surrounding Cat's Eye this year as people did not know whether Minot was going to be performing with the girls, because at first they were saying she was going to be performing with them, and then right before the performance, on performance day on Friday, they said that she wasn't. So
on Patreon, my people said that she was there. So was she there? Not on stage with them, but she was there in support of them. I don't know what's happening.
Everyone was just like, what is about to happen? And yeah, they did not perform with Minot. But I found it interesting that she was actually at Coachella. Like there were pictures of her with Chappell Roan and they were hanging out together. So
she was
like the fact that they were performing at Coachella and she was there, but she wasn't with them,
audience,
like, damn, what is going on?
So
now, as for a couple other things that happened this festival season, Anyma's set got canceled on Friday, which a lot of people were very disappointed about. A lot of people were thinking he was going to bring out Lisa because they just released a song together, but they said that due to high winds, his set needed to be canceled, which is crazy. Coachella gave an update in their app at 12:15 saying due to strong wind conditions affecting Anyma's stage build, he is unable to perform. Coachella and Anyma have made this decision together with your safety as the priority. Further updates to come. And he later posted on social media saying, I'm heartbroken. I don't have many words other than to say I'm truly devastated.
Oh, child, I don't need to get that PR release. Who is this?
Lab during John Summit's surprise set where something fell onto someone. I was hearing it was this.
I don't know who this is either. What they said about Biebs?
Thing because the ticket prices this year I have never seen anything like this, but Justin Bieber literally caused such a mayhem in the resale world that tickets were $3,000 for GA, $5,000. Like I would say a couple weeks before Coachella, everything was like normal resale prices, and then all of a sudden this week it was inflated, like upwards of $10,000. People are trying to resale their VIP and GA passes. It was actually sickening and so horrible, and the worst part is so many people got scammed that there was like no way that they could even try and buy like a backup option because it was so expensive, and they were definitely taking advantage of how much people really wanted to be at the festival this year, and it's so freaking sad. Oh, I also wanted to mention you guys Labyrinth. Okay, Labyrinth was last night, the day of...
I don't know who that is either. Okay, I'm gonna head out. I got the Justin Bieber's tea and the Sabrina tea and the Cat's Eye tea, kinda. So she was in the audience, okay, in the crowd, but she wasn't backstage like supporting them. Because when people said that, oh, she was at Coachella, she just didn't perform, I was thinking that, oh, she was there to support them and was, backstage and just didn't perform. But no, it looks like she just attended Coachella, which is definitely different. But yeah, we will see what happens with them, because some people think she's out the group. I feel like most people think she's out the group, but there are still some people saying, no, she's not. She's not out the group. So I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. Yeah, interesting about Justin Bieber's performance, though, how people give him a pass no matter what he does. It's like, well, he doesn't need to do anything. Like, excuse me? you don't think that's a very tired argument? So in that case, nobody needs to do anything. There are so many talented artists. So just because you're talented, that means you could just stand on stage and just give nothing, give the absolute bare minimum because you don't need to do too much. I don't think that's a fair argument whatsoever. People are paying money, thousands of dollars apparently, to see these people. And a lot of them will pay a lot of money just to see the headliner. So yeah, I think he could have put in more effort. So there's that. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think though, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.